Hello guys, Crispy here and welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm going to be testing the GeForce GTX 1050 Ti in Horizon Zero Dawn. And this is actually going to be a retest of this game because it has received a lot of optimization updates and it's running way better than it did on release. We're playing it with the latest Nvidia drivers at the time of recording this video, which are 471.11. This one is the Asus Strix version of the card, so it comes already overclocked out of the box. I'm not pushing it further, as you can see. So as usual, we're running it with a Ryzen 9 5900X and 32GB of RAM just to avoid any CPU or RAM bottlenecks. This is a GPU test after all. But if you have an old i7 like 3rd gen and 16GB of RAM, you won't bottleneck this card in this game. As you can see, CPU utilization is going to be very low throughout the video. We're playing at 1080p resolution, 80 FOV, 100% render scale using the favorite performance settings right now. We're also going to test it out maybe at like medium, high, other resolutions. It depends on how it runs now. But as you can see, my friends, it is running a heck of a lot better than last time around, guys. This is also a much more intensive area than the other area where I tested it in the previous video. We're approaching the middle of this town or whatever this is, and yeah, city. It's the city of the sun. All right. It's not dropping from 40, as you can see, and it's actually really, really smooth. That's another problem that this game had at release. It was stuttering way too much. It wasn't really that enjoyable with 4GB cards or lower, and now it seems like it is really, really good. Frame time consistency is great. There are no spikes there. Again, you can see the CPU utilization is not really that high, so an old i7 will do just fine. And it's using 11 to 12 gigabytes of RAM, which is also pretty good. That means that you can run it absolutely fine with the 16 gigabytes that I told you at the beginning of this video. So, wow. I just gotta say that they have actually done it. They've optimized this game to the point where it's absolutely 100% playable on a 1050 Ti. That was not really the case at release again. So I'm happy to see this. Okay, middle of the forest, we're basically getting around the same FPS as the City of the Sun. Speaking of sun, by the way, there are some beautiful lens flares in this game. Oh, look at that. I just love it. Okay. Oh boy. All right. Big boy right here. That's an alligator. Can we see like a little bit of a fight here, maybe? Oh my gosh. Okay. Didn't really drop that much there. Pretty good. Pretty consistent still. This is awesome. All right. Okay, it's dropping now, 37, with those smoke effects or whatever that is, and I died. So now let's test it out at the original settings, which are the same as the PS4 and PS4 Pro. You know, they just changed the resolutions in those consoles. Apply that. I think I will also restart the game just to be sure that it fully applied. Right, medium settings without the motion blur enabled. It looks a lot better than low, that's for sure. There's like some ambient occlusion, very beautiful ambient occlusion. The FPS, however, are a lot worse. I'm not sure if it can handle 30 plus at this point, but let's see. Maybe if you lock it at 30, give it a little bit of an overclock and play with the controller, it will probably deliver a PS4-like experience or PS4 Pro-like experience, but at 1080p resolution, which is still pretty good, you know. It's still not perfect, you know, but I think this is what you should expect from a 1050 Ti in a game like this. This game is gorgeous, by the way, and yeah, the 1050 Ti is capable of handling it at 1080p with pretty good graphics. It's also been a while since this game released, by the way, so I might actually be saying these things, and maybe performance didn't really change that much, but at least in frame time consistency, the game is now smooth as heck. There are no variations there, which is awesome, even if I do this. Like, look at that. Pretty good. Okay, let's die one more time, I guess. Let's go, boy. Holy crap. Okay, okay. Does it drop? Will it drop from 60? From 30, actually. I wish we were getting 60s. It might, actually, guys. Yeah, okay. I mean, there should be bigger monsters in this game, and it's already dropping into the low 30s like this. But I think it's very, very playable and enjoyable, and especially if you're playing with a controller with 30 FPS locked. Ally, please, what are you doing? Okay, we're now at 1080p using 80 FOV and the high settings, and I turned off motion blur as always. Okay, so now it's stuttering again. Maybe it was just loading, I don't know, but the frame time was horrible there at the beginning. Let's start counting our frames. Now, of course, if at 1080p medium it dropped into the low 30s, that means that at high settings it will definitely drop from 30, which is, yeah, it's rough, you know, once you get into those mid-20s, like 27, 26, I just don't really like it anymore, you know, especially if you are trying to fight with the bow and arrow and stuff. It just won't feel smooth at all, and you'll have a lot of trouble hitting those shots. That said, many people actually play with 25 to 30 FPS and are just fine, and tell me that I'm stupid because I can't really play at those frames, but, well, it's not that I can, it's just that it's not really a good experience, is it? Like, maybe it is if you're used to it, I don't know. Well, it's still very impressive that in a demanding area, it is getting around 30 FPS on average, and it only dropped into like 27, so it's not too bad, is it, guys? I mean, we were getting around these averages with much worse 1% lows when the game came out, and that wasn't even on a demanding area. I think if we were to test it in the same place as my other video, we'd probably see much higher FPS. That's why this is impressive, and also the frame time stability, which is really, really nice. We are going over the VRAM limit at high settings as well, but it's buttery smooth still. Well, 30 FPS buttery smooth. Frame time consistency is great, that's it. But now, of course, when you find some enemies, it's bad. Yeah, 24. Ooh, okay. Yeah, not good. Not good anymore. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. No. Okay, there we go. I'm dead. We do like ourselves a little bit of science here in this channel. So let's do 1080p, 80 FOV, 100% render scale using ultra settings with no motion blur. Is it good? It's not, obviously. Oh my gosh. So there's a huge FPS drop coming from high to ultra. Wow. I mean, it does look beautiful, of course, but does it look that much more beautiful to justify the difference in frames? Wow. I guess ultra settings is just for screenshots in this game. No matter what GPU you have. If you have like a 3080, of course, go for it. Ultra will run just fine, but wow. Is this intensive? Actually, let's just drop the render scale to 70%, which should give us slightly better visuals than 720p. I believe 70% of 1080p is about 750p or so. Anyway, still not good, and it looks really, really pixelated, so I would avoid this as well. Yeah, guys. Play at 1080p native resolution medium settings and you'll be absolutely fine in this game. Maybe drop like the shadows too low or some other very intensive setting too low. Let me check it out, by the way. Yeah, playing on medium, dropping the shadows too low, the clouds as well. Who the heck needs clouds anyways, right? Yeah, that should do it on medium settings. It will stay above 30 FPS at all times, and it's going to be an enjoyable experience. I wouldn't drop the resolution scale or the resolution if you're running a 1080p monitor, which I believe most 1050 Ti users are. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one very soon. As always, love you all. Bye-bye.